International 2, and we start with National 2 East this week, where 3 games beat the cold snap last Saturday, and Oxford Harlequins also snapped their 5-match winless run with a key 38-31 victory over 6th placed Bury St Edmunds. A really entertaining contest despite the thick fog which descended on the Horsepath Sports Ground last weekend. Oxford Quins led 24-14 at one stage. They were reeled in by Bury St Edmunds around about the hour mark, but the decisive moment came 4 minutes from time as Jonathan Hughes' try ultimately sealed a first win for Oxford Harlequins since November. So a really good way for Oxford Quins to begin 2025. And that victory has actually edged them away from the bottom two after 13th place Colchester were beaten 57-28 by Barnes at Raven Park. Colchester did claim a try bonus point in this one, but they could do nothing to halt Barnes, who scored 9 tries, 4 of which came from hooker Matthew Humphreys, who scored a hat-trick in a 9-minute window. That power up front, once again, proving to be a lethal weapon for Jack Heel's side, who began the new year with a win. While elsewhere, Guernsey Raiders also began with a victory as they made a welcome return to Foots Lane to face 9th placed Havant. Postponements and cancellations meant Guernsey hadn't played in front of their home supporters since the middle of November. But Anthony Armstrong's hat-trick, as well as a very, very strong first half showing from the Guernsey Raiders, helped them to a 40-14 victory, and it's now 7 straight home wins for Jordan Reynolds' side this term. They've really made Foots Lane that fortress again in the 2024-25 campaign. So those results did have an impact on this league standings. Just looking at the top half now, with Barnes moving up to 2nd place and 6 points behind leaders Tunbridge Julians, who of course have a game in hand, while Guernsey were able to close the gap on Canterbury. In the bottom half, Oxford Quins are now 8 points clear of the danger zone, but Colchester do have a game in hand to come at the end of February when they travel to Guernsey. So on to round 16, where the aforementioned Barnes host 11th place Sevenoaks. As we said on last week's show when we featured Sevenoaks, they have won 3 of their last 4 games, but this will be a tough assignment in the capital for Adam Bowman's troops. Barnes' fellow title candidates Dorking face a potentially tricky test away at Bury St Edmunds this weekend. Dorking have won 7 of their 8 away games this term, while Bury come into this one having won their last 3 at home, which includes inflicting the only defeat of the season on leaders Tunbridge Julians at the end of November. So this will be a very interesting matchup between Bury St Edmunds and Dorking, and it'd be interesting to see if Jacob Ford's side can upset a side above them in the standings like they did to TJ's a couple of months ago. Meanwhile, having said before that Guernsey closed the gap on 4th place Canterbury last week, Jordan Reynolds' side could actually leapfrog them in the table in round 16 as the pair meet at the Marine Travel Ground. But that is easier said than done for Guernsey, because Canterbury have lost just once at home all season. It's Derby Day at Dry Lees, with Henley Hawks hosting Oxford Harlequins. These two played out a 19-all draw back in September, so which way will this one go, with the Hawks aiming to arrest the run of 3 successive defeats? Elsewhere, 10th placed Old Albanian entertained Colchester, with OAs looking to build on their victory over Oxford Quins before Christmas. It's top versus bottom, with Tunbridge Julians returning to action against Worthing at the Slade. TJs have won 13 of their 14 matches this term and will be looking to resume their title bid with another win this weekend. And Westcombe Park, who won all 3 of their games in December, take on a Havant side who are back on the road in round 16.